The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and then, well, they just erupted into wild cheers as a 121-hour Guinness World Record sing-a-thon finally came to an end.
Yeah, it was this moment of just absolute triumphant endurance.
Right, but soon after the applause faded, a very public marriage began to unravel, like right in real time across social feeds, and it forces you to look at a headline like, "One post destroyed their marriage," and wonder how the digital spotlight casts such a dark shadow on private life.
Exactly. Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today's deep dive is, it's a wild one. We're starting with the fallout surrounding Ghanaian media personality Afua Asantewaa.
Right, so after she and her family relocated to Canada, she went on a TikTok live. And she confirmed that she was separated from her husband, the veteran journalist Kofi Owusu Aduonum.
But, and this is key, she made a huge point to note that they aren't legally divorced.
Yeah, she actually said she still has her wedding ring. She just, refuses to wear it right now.
Which is such a specific boundary, right? It's honestly like pausing a streaming subscription.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Like, you aren't actively using the service, but you haven't permanently canceled the account either. You're holding on to it.
Yeah, keeping your options open maybe, but the narrative completely fractures depending on who you actually listen to.
Right, because Afua claims Kofi completely failed to defend her against severe social media backlash.
She points out that he was, more than happy to soak up the spotlight during her sing-a-thon. But when the online comments turned vicious, his silence was just deafening.
Wow. And that's not even the wildest part, because Kofi's camp tells a completely different story.
Oh, totally different. Reports surfaced that he denies the separation entirely. 100% denies it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he claims they're still together and having regular romantic phone calls. So we're looking at a total collision of realities here.
Right, where the online narrative is just completely at war with their offline reality. Hey, if you're loving these Hollywood and pop culture twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
And this specific drama actually brings us to the underlying mechanics of why our digital lives can be so corrosive.
Yeah, there's this fascinating 2022 academic thesis from the University Education Winneba, and they looked specifically at married couples in Sogakope Township.
Which is a rapidly developing semi-urban area, making it the perfect demographic to observe how a sudden influx of smartphone usage impacts family dynamics.
Right, and what they found was crazy.
Yeah, the researchers found a stark inverse relationship between time spent on platforms like WhatsApp or Facebook and marital happiness.
So basically, heavy usage is a primary predictor of social media-induced jealousy, anxiety, and suspicion.
Exactly. It just breeds mistrust.
I have to challenge this premise, though. I mean, are we really sure an app like WhatsApp is just conjuring jealousy out of thin air?
That's a fair question.
A fractured marriage usually has deep roots, right? Isn't a smartphone just a convenient magnifying glass exposing cracks that were already there?
Well, so the Winnowell thesis cackles that exact assumption. The data actually indicates it's not just a magnifying glass.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the technology actively manufactures insecurity through its design.
Oh, wow. How so?
Well, platforms like WhatsApp operate on continuous presence signals. Typing indicators, last seen timestamps, blue read receipts.
Right.
And this architecture creates a psychological state called ambient awareness.
Meaning you're suddenly hyper-aware of your partner's availability to the rest of the world in real time.
Exactly.
It's like attaching a heart monitor to your partner's attention. If their attention flatlines for you in the living room, but you literally see the typing bubble showing their attention spiking for someone else online.
It triggers a visceral betrayal response.
Yes.
That is the exact mechanism at play.
That's wild.
When a partner is sitting right next to you on the couch, but their status says online, your brain registers a fundamental discrepancy.
Because they're physically present, but their cognitive energy is somewhere else.
Yeah, their dopamine loops are directed at an unseen audience. It generates a primal sense of neglect that simply wouldn't exist if they were, say, reading a physical book.
Right. The expectation of instant digital access completely warps our offline expectations. And later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming in another relationship. But stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
Yeah, because this dynamic comes straight into your own living room. It makes you evaluate Those quiet evenings where everyone is just scrolling on their devices.
You might think you're just winding down, but the architecture of that screen time might be subtly rewiring how connected you feel to the person sitting right next to you.
Our attention is literally the most valuable currency we offer in any relationship. When we divide it, the deficit is always felt by the person closest to us.
Wow. So let's leave you with this to chew on. We always talk about the time wasted scrolling, but what about the memories we're altering?
Oh, that's a great point.
If our brains are constantly optimizing our real life moment to figure out how they'll look as a post, are we even experiencing our own lives anymore? Or have we just become unpaid actors in a documentary about our own relationships?
That's chilling, honestly.
It really is. Well, you've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.